Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Over this past weekend, it was reported that Randy Meisner's wife died in an accidental shooting on March 6th, 2016, the same date that Nancy Reagan was found dead. This is the second death connected to the Eagles in recent months. Recall this story from January 18th. Glenn Frey of the Eagles found dead at 67. If you haven't seen my video on his death, please check it out. The day he died, January 18th, corresponds with the word death in Jewish gematria. The number 67 has a lot to do with blood sacrifice, a number that shows up often in these celebrity reported deaths. Also, at the time, I pointed out that it was just before the NFC Championship game, the Carolina Panthers and the Arizona Cardinals. In 1996, Glenn Frey starred in Jerry Maguire, where he was playing the part of the owner of the Arizona Cardinals. Go back and check out that video. Lots of information, very interesting. Talked about how that movie foreshadowed the Super Bowl that just occurred and more. Anyhow, this death of Randy Meisner's wife, which they say is an accident, seems to be connected to Glenn Frey's death, which we'll get to in a minute. Let's just begin with the reporting from CNN. Lana Ray Meisner, the wife of Eagles co-founder Randy Meisner, died Sunday when a rifle accidentally discharged while being moved, the Los Angeles Police Department said. Remember, Truth Seeker, you can't trust anything from the police. The police are responsible for much of the wrongdoing in this world. It wouldn't surprise me in the least if it was a member of the LAPD who's responsible for the ritual sacrifice and the police report of this being an accident. These are the types of people that are in our government and who have assumed the positions of authority. The reason so much wrongdoing goes on in this world without any justice being brought is because all the tyrants control all the authority positions. They control the media that controls the message. They control the justice system, which controls the justice. They run the show. Remember, LAPD equals 33, just like police. They once beat Rodney King in a staged event on 3/3, March 3rd. So anyway, the death of this woman, the death of Nancy Reagan, happened on March 6th, 2016, which was the 66th day of the year this year because it's a leap year. Woman equals 66, perhaps part of the reason for sacrificing a woman on this date. Her name in gematria has the hallmarks of death. The name Meisner has gematria of 38. The word death in simple English gematria equals 38. Jewish gematria 118, like Glenn Frey dead on 1/18. Lana Ray Meisner also has gematria of 65 and 74. 74, the number for Masonic. Very important number to the Freemasons. Notice that Meisner, with the S exception, also equals 47, the reflection. Her middle name, Ray, has gematria of 17, the small way, 44, the big way, the kill numbers. Lana Meisner, which she most likely went by, gematria of 48. Her death came exactly 48 days after the death of Glenn Frey, the other Eagles member. Notice it was also a span of 6 weeks and 6 days, dying on the 66th day of the year. In a moment, we'll talk about the death of Lana Clarkson, also killed by someone from the music industry. Similar death reporting. Lana Ray Meisner in simple English gematria. Ray has that gematria of 44 again, the kill number. Lana Meisner in simple English gematria sums to 111. Also 666 in English gematria. And in Jewish gematria, 321 like a countdown. Making me wonder if Don Henley's next, or another member of the Eagles. But anyway, with regards to this 666, I talked about this in the video I did on Nancy Reagan. 2016 is the year of 666. Her and Ronald have a lot of connections to this number. The first home they got in Hollywood had an address of 666. With regards to 2016, its year numerology is 20 plus 16, which equals 36. And when you sum every number up to 36, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, all the way up to 36, It sums to 666. 2016, and numerology 0 doesn't count, so the number's a lot like 216. A backhanded way of getting to 666, 6 times 6 times 6 equals 216. Some interesting factoring: 666 plus 6 plus, excuse me, plus 666 plus 666 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 equals 2016. Expect big things this year, and I think these deaths are all satanic tributes from the satanic Freemasons and Zionists who rule over this world, who definitely rule over this nation, who control these musicians. Think about the Eagles' song Hotel California. That song's about being trapped in hell. That's where we are as a people of this world. That song is for us. This nation, a man-made hell, this world. Her husband, Randy Meisner, gematria of 96, like the word Freemason, 105, like Zionism and Masonry. Both those words equal 105. Randy Meisner, 64 and 73. 73 is the number of sacrifice. Perhaps he had to sacrifice his wife for being in the gang, the price of fame. We've all heard Bob Dylan talk about selling his soul to the devil. He better watch out too. He's got the numbers lining up right now. The Eagles, the band, were established in the year 1971. 44 and 71, when written out, have the gematria of 144, another number connected to death. Anyhow, from 71 to 2016 is a span of 45 years, the date that she died on with the accidental shotgun death. Can't you just see it, Truth Seeker? She was moving around the shotgun late Sunday night, giving it a dusting. It's just pathetic how they give us these written stories and expect us to believe them. And so many people do. Anyway, that date had numerology of 45, matching the age of the band, 45 years old this year. It also happened 2 days before her husband's birthday, March 8th. Remember, death equals 38, 3/8. Perhaps all part of the ritual. He just turned 70. March 8th is also typically the 67th day of the year, International Women's Day. Female in Jewish gematria equals 67. He loses his wife just before his 70th birthday. So in history, there's the death of Lana Clarkson. She was killed by Phil Spector, a record producer for the Beatles and many other bands. Show you what's interesting about her death. Notice her name in gematria, Lana Jean Clarkson. The gematria of 39 stands out on Clarkson, as well as 93, the big way. These numbers are signatures of the Masons and Zionists. They are numbers of sacrifice, especially 93. Her having that last name could have proved costly. She died February 3rd, the 34th day of the year. Murder has gematria of 34. Lana Clarkson passed away at age 40. And Lana Clarkson in gematria equals 40. What else is interesting about her name, Lana Clarkson, is the gematria of 49 and 121. Those are the numbers of revelation. They are based on the 39 books of the Old Testament. She had all of these numbers coded into her name. The powers that be, they often execute their rituals by the numbers of Revelation. Revelation is the 66th book of the Bible. Meisner's wife just died on the 66th day of the year. Revelation, the 66th book, has gematria of 49 and 121, again based on the 39 books of the Old Testament. So a little parallel there. And again, she died at age 40, matching her name gematria. Phil Spector, the record producer, the man credited with her death. Familiar name gematria here as well. Spector has gematria of 33 and 42. Freemason, the small way, equals 42. The big way, 96. Just like his name, the big way. Of course, 33, the number of Freemason obsession. His full name, Philip Harvey Spector, has gematria of 113. A Freemason signature, Scottish equals 113, as in Scottish Rite Freemasonry. 122, Freemason equals 122 in Francis Bacon gematria. Phil Spector, Pythagorean gematria, also sums to 79, like the word murder. He's credited with murdering this woman. His date of birth, December 26, 1939. There's the year, 39. Also the date numerology of 96, like Freemason, just like his last name, Spector. And also a date with 33 numerology, also like Spector. He began his music career in the year 58. Freemasonry equals 58. Also 67, number we routinely see around sacrifice. Hello, Glenn Frey, and many more that I've reported on in this year alone, and many more in years prior. This year, 2016, though, has been just full of death and killing, starting at New Year's Eve. And I think this has to do with the major 666 tributes within the year 2016. From the death of the two women, Clarkson to Meisner, February 3rd, 2003 to March 6th, 2016, a span of 13 years, 1 month, 3 days. Could be a coincidence, but I see that double 13 in there. Notice a lot of these numbers we talk about. 67, 6 plus 7 equals 13. 49, 4 plus 9, 13. 13. We know about that number. This nation began with 13 colonies. Say there's 13 Illuminati bloodlines. But this is what it is, Truth Seeker. Ritualistic killing again and again. Often many parallels between. Both of these women were also named Lana. Obvious one I overlooked. Two Lanas. No longer with us. All right, Truth Seeker. RIP until next time.